Time to call this meeting to order on Tuesday, August 22nd at 5 o'clock. For the SCVUSD Governing School Board at the SCVUSD 35 Governing School Board here at 570 Lito Galindo in good old Rio Rico, Arizona. Would everybody please stand for the pledge? Dr. Lunderville, would you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Whoops. Roll call. Ms. Susan Mulvey.
Present.
Mr. Joel Kramer. Here. Mr. Brad Beach. Present. Ms. Ruth Vasquez.
Present.
And I'm here, so that makes a quorum of 5. Option agenda, I'm sorry. I hear a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Passes. So, I'm sorry, Mr. Kramer. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you. Construction update. I think
will be presenting.
President, board members, thank you very much for having me. We'll go ahead and get started here. And okay, so we're moving into some new information for you. As far as the security figures at all the sites. Nothing really major has happened on this one. We are wrapping up the as-built diagrams, the closeout materials and things like that. So that one's still underway and should be coming to a close fairly soon. We have the JROTC obstacle course, which has now been awarded to SD Crane. They are working with Alpine Towers, who are the construction professionals for the obstacle course experts. And they are currently putting together a schedule and we'll have that going within a few months or within a few weeks actually. And that one will be going full steam ahead. The pool, if you may have seen it down there, that one is going full steam ahead as well. This one has been under construction, Shannon. And we have broken ground and they're now doing the stem walls. They have completed all the footing work. The stem walls are going up. This is both buildings are construction of concrete block. So as they continue to go up every 4 feet, they pour and then they just have to let that sit. Then they continue. So that'll happen over the course of the next few weeks. But that one is moving full steam. In addition to that, they've done a lot of the underground, getting plumbing, wiring, fire riser or wire lines and stuff like that run in there. So a lot of underground has happened as well. Another shot of some of the fire lines with tracer wire and insulation. They've also made getting ready to tap into the fire line that runs through the road. This is the 6-inch line that the fire hydrant will connect to, and that'll take it into the building. So just some concrete work. Another project that is moving forward is the CTE field house. This will go down in that athletic field area as well. This one is currently out for advertisement. The drawings have been put together. They have been uploaded and contractors can now pull those off and start bidding on those. Our bid date is going to be September 26th. And we also have a pre-construction or a pre-bid walk September 15th. So a few things happening on this one. So hopefully by the end of September, we should be getting ready to maybe vote on moving forward with a contractor on this This is a location of that field house. Again, it's just to the south of the brand new bleachers and to the north of the switchback ramp. Also currently underway, as you may recall, is the main campus for the 900 building. That's the 4 classrooms to the south of the high school. And the media center cafeteria expansion and renovation. The 900 is done and is being fully occupied. This has the C of O on that. There are a couple things around the site that need to be addressed. We have some covers that go over top of the concrete slab trench drains. Right now they have a temporary fix, but we've got those in and they should be installed this week. Another shot looking at this, all the metal has been placed, the ladder, the cap on the top of the parapets, the scuppers and the drains and things like that. So again, this one is 100% done and is being occupied. This is another shot of the interior. Again, fully decked out with finishes and ready for students. I got a lot of those. This, you may recall, this is the hall inside there where the new classrooms on either side, north and south. Okay, moving on to the main portion of this. This is the building 1000 and 1100. That's the rooms, the 2 sports training facilities, sports training rooms below, and then we have the media center above with the cafeteria expansion. This shot shows the masonry. Right now they're finishing up the retaining wall and the railings for that. That's gonna go between the building and the fire lane, so that kids don't actually accidentally fall down inside there because it is a significant change of elevation. We also have the steel for the canopies on the west side of the building. Those this one here is the large bowed canopy that sits at the new cafeteria, the door leading into that. And then there's one also to the north, a much smaller one over the media center. Grid, ceiling grid tiles are going in. Lots of mechanical, electrical, things like that. All that stuff's being run in the ceilings right now. The ceilings have not been placed. That's one of the last things that will actually happen. But in this photo, you can see lots of, like I said, the duct work and things like that. A lot of the electrical that continues to be run. This is one of the shots of the grab and go stations. This is actually the cold station. It'll have a little kiosk there where someone will man that and be able to apply them or take the money and provide the foods. This is in the media center. This shot shows that some of the painting has occurred. We are still waiting on flooring and again, the ceiling work. But the main portion of this is just that all the drywall is in place. It's all tape textured, it's receiving its finishes and moving forward. They have been working on the book room or the bookstore, which is adjacent to the media center. This is a large room and it has a lot of millwork or cabinetry in here. I was out there today taking a look and there are several people running around putting in millwork and countertops and cabinets and things like that. So this one's moving along very well. Another shot, this is down in the lower portion. This is one of the sports training rooms. The millwork is in place, countertops are actually in place as of today. And they are moving forward with getting the plumbing because there's some hubs in there and a couple hand sinks and things like that. So plumbing will be coming in next. That's it. And as far as we're shooting for right now, the targeted completion of substantial completion is September 15th. So they are pushing forward, trying to get this done before the end of September. So they're working hard. Fortunately, Mr. Burns from SD Crane has not been able to come today to talk about that, but we can certainly address any questions if you have them. So that's where we are right now, so we're doing pretty good. Any questions?
Ms. Opium?
Supply chain wise,
Yes.
are things leveled off? Are things arriving when they're supposed to?
No, steel is still really difficult. Millwork, some of those components are getting a little bit better, but we're still having some delays, but it's mainly steel and primarily electronic stuff. And some things like that, still having trouble. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fogel. Ms. Vasquez?
I just had a question again. I'm still with that railing, you know, the one that's on the. I thought it was gonna be higher. I just think that the kids are gonna wanna sit on it. And, you know, when I asked you last time, I thought, you know, I misunderstood you or whatever, but I thought it was going to be, you know, a little bit higher so that the kids wouldn't be able to sit on it. The way I'm looking at it, you can see that that's on number 16, I think. Yeah, there you go. You see that they're gonna be able to sit on it, and I just think it's just,
Right.
you know, I feel, okay, cause I know these kids and I know that they'll probably sit on it and, you know.
Let's hope not. Those are standard height of 42 inches, and that gets that up to about this high. So they'd have to lift themselves up there pretty good to get up there. Hopefully they don't.
Brian, perhaps you could take a photo of someone average size standing there so that you can see that it's pretty hard.
That's a good idea.
Is it?
The gap between the rail and it kind of goes down a little bit, so
Huh.
maybe that would give you some context.
Okay, yeah, because if you look at it like that, I just feel like,
I see what you're.
Yeah,
you know.
I get the idea, because from here, being on a obscured shot like that, it does look low, but
Yeah.
it's.
you know, I'm just concerned that the kids are gonna wanna jump over, you know, to the stairs and, you know, just, I mean, an accident waiting to happen, that's, you know, that's my concern.
Let me get a shot with somebody standing next to a scale.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Vasquez. Mr. Beach?
Yeah, once a accident does happen, that's a deterrent for the other students.
I get it, it's only gonna happen once, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Severe.
Brian, you guys doing a good job. Keep it up. A lot of moving parts. I know it's hard to, you know.
It's a lot of
You guys are working hard, so
A
continue.
lot of people going around.
Yep, looking real good though.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Beach. Mr. Kramer?
Oh, I have no questions. Thank you, Brian.
You're very welcome.
Well, I have one. It has to do with the cameras. Are they gonna be put in afterwards?
Which ones?
Our cameras, security cameras, or are they already installed around that building?
For this particular one, they get installed after. All the cameras
That's what I
are,
wanted to know. I just wanna know they're not there now. They're gonna be installed afterward.
I think there are six cameras, maybe 7 cameras that still need to be in place. They have them, they're just waiting for this to be done. Because as we know, this one was supposed to be done so that the technology could finish there. It's just dragging on.
You and Ms. Vasquez, not to challenge you, but to allay your fears, and Mr. Beach too. We have that switchback in the back of the school, of the gym. And I think it's pretty comparable, Dr. Lunderville, with what we see there. I don't think we've ever had any situations where people sat on those, right? I think it's pretty comparable.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of, as long, if we communicate the expectations, but I can see how that may look lower. And then what, so maybe if we have someone stand next to it, it gives you a better perspective.
But that's a great observation, Ms. Vasquez.
And that's a good observation on the switchback, because that design of the fence is actually modeled after that's the campus wide wrought iron, so same size, same everything.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thanks, Brian.
Superintendent report, Mr. Verdugo.
Thank you. Just wanted to update the board. We had some members that were able to attend the county teacher of the year. We're very fortunate that represent our district and our district was selected. Ray Johnson was selected as the county teacher of the year. So which is great. for our district. And congratulate all the teachers that were representing each of the school sites. But again, congratulate Ms. Johnson for being selected as the county teacher of the year. Which all of the sports teams, especially football this Friday with their kickoff, their first game. And there are high expectations this year, more than any other season. We're trying to fill in the threats, I can tell you that. But it's great to have high expectations versus low expectations that we've had in the past. Whether we win games or not, I know that they're working hard in all of the sports. I want to wish them success the season as the team kickoff, cross country, volleyball, golf, all of those kickoff. So all luck.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Governing board member report. Ms. Mobian.
Thank you. Yeah, congratulations to Lori Johnson, that it's such an honor for the district to be represented, and congratulations to her personally for her quality of teaching and to get that recognition. And I loved the principal's reports. It's so nice to have those rolling in again and see what's truly thank each one of you, because it was nice to see everything happening. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Vasquez.
Same thing, everything that everybody says, you know, congratulations to Miss Lori Johnson again for an amazing job that she always does, teacher of the year. Good for us, you know, for our district. The sports, wishing all the students, you know, success and any, you know, and any all your sports that you guys have been, that they're in. I also wanted to mention about one thing that I did notice in the principals reports, okay? Almost all of the principals changed their core values, which I thought was really cool, okay? They have, everybody changed them, you know, because last year there were, you know, they were different. I think the only one that didn't change was was for San Cayetano. I think you guys are still the same Pride, but I noticed that everybody else, of course, you have new principals and everybody changes which was amazing. And another thing that I did notice, and I thank you very, very much, Mr. Chavez, is that we are now Calabasas Cougars, but we are also Calabasas Cougar Cubs. I thought that was so cool because you are an 8, you know, K through 8 school, and they're giving the little ones, you know, their little mascot. And I thought, way to go, Mr. Chavez, way to go. That kind of includes the kids, like I'm not a big Cougar, but I'm a little Cougar Cub. So I thought that was really, really cool. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And good luck to all of you guys, really.
Thank you, Ms. Vasquez. Mr. Beach.
Yeah, same, pretty much as everyone else says, but thanks, Superintendent, Mr. Verdugo, for providing the tickets to the event.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And thanks to all the principals for showing your support to all the nominees. You know, I think, what's the award, the Shining Star, or
Rising star.
what is it? Star Polishing Award. You know what, all of them are stars in my eyes, but Lori Johnson was probably the brightest that night. So she's gonna represent our state next. And then if she gets through the state competition, I think she gets a trip to Washington DC, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll cross our fingers on that one, but congrats to all the nominees and the principals for your support of your staff. Yep. And then a quick shout out. I probably said Shreya's name before, but it was on Facebook, but Shreya Gupta, she's officially an orthopedic surgeon now. She was my honor student way back in the day when I used to teach at Rio Rico. And Nancy Madrid was my manager, and she got her master's degree out of Harvard University in business. So 2 of our Rio Rico grads, first generation, I believe, Indian American, and Nancy's first generation Mexican American here. To go that far in their academics. So hard work does work, and keep on doing what we're doing. That's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Beach, and yeah, Nancy was also my student.
Oh, yeah?
Very diligent, yes, very good girl, but a good, yeah, great person to represent our community. Mr. Kramer?
Exactly. It's all good when that happens, right?
Oh, yeah.
Especially for you, you've had every kid as a student at one time. So Verdugo would have been your student. Anyway, yes, hopefully high expectations for all our athletic teams.
Yes.
Be it high school, middle school, Now, obviously, the little cubs and all the other little ones that are out there endeavoring, that's always good. Certainly, we show good pride for this community. Cause we are two-backed and Rio Rico, not just Rio Rico. We stretch all the way from Ruby Road to Amato, so. We certainly are a big territory for all the Cubs and Hawks and everyone else, right? Yeah, so the Republic didn't put us in the top 10 for football, so there's the expectations there as well. Cause that's kind of like, wait a minute, so that's all right though. They have ASU as bottom, so we'll see on that too. So I was able to obviously. Oh, well, yeah, I put nice pictures, certainly nice pictures in all the principals' reports. That's great. As I always said, pictures are worth 1,000 words. Keep that up, because that's probably actually easier than typing up a bunch of stuff, which is fine. I remember as a principal, and that's all good, because pictures do explain a lot. So keep that up. It's a lot of work, and I understand that. And you're always, oh, what am I gonna put in? Just continue the good efforts, principals, certainly. I was able to visit the San Cayetano on Saturday afternoon. Why? Because my son was in town. First time he's been down here in about 1.5 years, I'd swear. But anyway, that used to be the old other school, Cotamundi. It looked good, certainly. Thank God we haven't got too much rain, but certainly it would look very nice. I mean, that's always my, as presents as principals, it's your, what does you look like when you come in and driving into your campus? I will say this, although Rio Rico High School, I did walk around, I did come into Mr. Fanning, that was, I know you had nothing to do with it other than you opened the doors, but I was here for that Cell 32 presentations and such. I didn't see some people from Nogales that I used to know, whatever and all that. And what they said is, well, they've seen the campus cleaner before Rio Rico High School. Expectations, hold our people accountable because we pay a top dollar for them. That's the expectations on them, is they're supposed to keep our campus clean for you as principals. You guys make sure you hold them to task, because we're paying over $1 million, not just for that, but we're paying big money. So they should be keeping our campuses clean for you guys, for principals and kids. That's the expectations. So we don't have those people from Nogales that are coming in saying that. We want to be better than that. And we are, you know, you two work down there. So with that said, also, I plan to visit the campuses on September 4th. I believe that is the Tuesday after Labor Day. That morning, principals, giving you a heads up. Far warning from that 24 hours. Yeah, I'm giving you whatever hours. One of you mathematicians figure that one out. But as you know, so I know the three of you are new. Certainly, you know that I don't mind walking around and certainly showing me that's all good. Not there to play gotcha or anything else. I just want to be there to look. I will play gotcha on the weeds though. I will say that. Because cleanliness is very important. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for making me always feel as old as dust. And I'd like to also congratulate the principals on their great start. I've heard nothing but good things. And then heard a lot about how you guys are doing a spanking good job of enforcing the rules too. And I know it doesn't come without a cost. You know, parents put a lot of heat on administrators at times, and it's very difficult to stay the course, you know, when they're putting a lot of heat on you and even admin here. So the district administration, so I'm happy to hear and you guys support them and support our security guard, and everything is going really well. So thank you for your efforts. And also I'd just like to say that it's not Lori, but it's Laurie Johnson. Oh, and I want to say the same as every other board member. That's just outstanding what you did. She winning the county teacher of the year award. And I remember Laurie when she first started. She's very dedicated from the moment she stepped on campus and very organized and just spirited too. And God bless her for coming down the highway all the time because she commutes from Tucson. So. Good job, Laurie, if you're hearing us tonight, which I doubt, but if you are, good job, and thank you for representing us with that good old fashioned Hawk pride. I'd also like to bring to your attention that Carl de la Osa, there he is, who was a graduate of 2004, is the executive chef for the University of Arizona. And he came out on KGUN News the other night. Big splash, big story on him. He's really something else. He's responsible for feeding all the athletes. And then he got all the stuff that he talked about, the pounds of meat and eggs and all the eggs, all the stuff that those guys eat just in one given day is unbelievable. But he does such a great job and he has quite the reputation, such a great reputation that he made the news. So I wanted to draw everybody's attention to that. Congrats, Carl, that also for becoming the executive chef for University of Arizona. Great job. Go Hawks.
Well, I thought you were gonna sing Bear Down, Arizona.
Well, I mean, since you mentioned it, there that we mentioned Arizona tonight too, Mr. Kramer. Okay, and thank you so much. Release of contract of Mr. Jorge Moreno.
Thank you. The board was presented with it. The recommendation, and to the recommendation, which I support, is to release Mr. Moreno from his contract, but assess the damages of $2,000.
Okay. Does any governing board member wish to go to executive session? So, do I hear a motion to release Mr. Jorge Moreno from his 2023-2024 contract and assess or waive liquidated damages in the amount of $2,000?
Moved.
Second,
I think the motion was
To assess or.
Oh.
He said to assess.
or waive.
He said to assess.
Yes, do I hear a motion to assess the $2,000 liquidated damages?
Moved.
Okay. I have a motion second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
there is a discussion.
Yes, do we hear more discussion?
Yes, well, there is discussion. I don't know if we
Yeah.
have discussion yet. Other than we just heard from
Yeah.
Mr. Verdugo.
Okay.
You know, I
That's
don't,
fine, Mr. Kramer.
you open the floor for us.
That's fine. So.
No, it's just, well, with the fact is we're not an exec, so we're talking out over here, but certainly, you know, we have, as I have always said, for all these years that we've done this, certainly those people that leave at this time of the year, they're well aware when they sign the contract in spring, and if they leave us in the fall, or beginning of the school year, it happens. It's not a surprise to anybody. I mean, I know that he wrote something that's fine. Certainly, you know, he did well for when the times he was here, the time he was here too, certainly. We gotta take that in stride, and you never fault somebody for if they're leaving because of what they're doing for whatever they're individually, financially, family or whatever. So that it certainly is, you know, thank you, Mr. Moreno. That's what I wanted to say, because I think it's important that we do say that, because it's important too that granted, whatever happens on this vote, it is important that we thank somebody for their time, because as I always say, if you can move up and above and beyond and whatever you're getting to say, if the assessment is, that's good for that person. You know, I mean, unfortunately, we have this, but it is part of our responsibility to the district as well. But as an individual, Mr. Moreno, thank you, and thank you.
Thank you for drawing my attention to that. Does any other governing board member have anything that they would say?
I'd like to say,
I'm sorry, Mr. Beach.
pretty much the same as Mr. Kramer, George Moreno. He's been a staple here for some time. Great attitude, great leader in our community. And I just wish him the best up in Phoenix. He definitely taken a step up. He's gonna be overseeing 8 schools. And it's one of those choices that he had to make. Unfortunately, it was several weeks before school that we figured it out. But yeah, I wish George all the success, and I talked to him on the phone and I said, you know what, if it doesn't work out, we always have a home here at Real Eagle for him. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Bobby?
Yeah, he's been great. It's a real loss. And we certainly do appreciate everything he's done for the district office.
Thank you. Ms. Vasquez?
same thing, everything that everybody says. He is a great person. He is, you know, and sometimes we do get to a point where we have to make decisions that is, that is best for our families. And I think that's kind of like where he was. And I wish him the best with everything. And like you said, you know, hopefully that I want him to succeed, but if he doesn't, you know, he's got a place where, you know, he can come back. But I wish him all the best. He's a great person. He's a great human being. He's really good with the kids. He did really, I think, a fantastic job with the CTE program. I had nothing but good things that were always said, you know, from the parents, from everything was positive when it came to the things that he did. So I just wish him well.
Well said, thank you. Yes, and I apologize for that. And your lives, you know, we can't let him know last time, something that's really stupid of me. I apologize to everyone because he was a good friend. And I know the kind of rapport that he had with people. And he just was always positive. That I can say that I had mentioned that to the superintendent earlier. And they kind of, you know, it's hard to assess liquidated damages to somebody who's been so positive and so supportive of the district administration. But he worked hard, as we all know. What a good report is, it's always to be cheerful. And you can always rely on him to be positive and like I said, support the admin as I mentioned to you in our meetings. So, yeah, okay, great job. I wish you were here right now, but, we'll have to knock a cold one down someday. Thank you for all your service, and again, I apologize for not bringing this discussion up. So thank you so much. Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. SCVUSD policies, does anybody have anything?
Item B.
No, we have a selection of the delegate.
Selection of district delegate and alternate.
Yeah, thank you. So again, we're attending the ASBA law conference. And so during the time, they also have their delegate responsibility on that Saturday. So we need the board to recommend who they would like to have as delegate as well as the alternate.
I will not be there on Saturday, so.
President, I'd like to nominate Lourdes Vasquez as our
Second.
delegate.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Lourdes is like, oh.
Any discussion, spoken?
I think it's a great idea.
Well, excellent choice. So, Ms. Vasquez, do you have anything to say?
No, thank you. Now you're gonna tell me what I have to do.
Just show up.
I'll be there then I'll do good. I'll
You
be
have to
there.
have this little clicker and you have to vote on all kinds of items.
Ooh, cool.
Interesting.
Okay.
And that's on Saturday. After the conference. So, do I hear a motion to elect?
We made a motion, we got a second. So.
So all in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0.
And then we would need an alternate.
Yes, so we're looking forward for an alternate, and I'd like to nominate Kramer as an alternate. And discussion, voting.
Sounds like another good idea.
Good idea. Very good idea.
Speech,
Good teamwork right there, yeah.
I agree. So second. A second,
Second.
all in favor?
Oh,
please.
hold on, let me-
Yes, yes.
there's
Mr. Kramer, yes.
I will say this, though, one time I actually was the alternate, I had to pinch hit and go in. Because I think our candidate at the time got sick, so I had to get in there and do the voting enough and whatever, there's gonna be a couple of us there anyway. So we'll certainly help you to get started, and once we know that you're in and we stick around, we certainly are there for support. And I think they're condensing it, they're not gonna make it as long, because when I was there, and I know that when we did it, sometimes it went on to 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I think they're trying to cut by noon, so, but I'll just say as an alternate, I did have to pinch hit one time. I hope I don't have to do it this year.
I had to do that thing for John one time.
Yeah, so then there's the second, yeah, so it's important that we have others there to support, certainly. With that, thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to.
Anything else, Mr. Kramer?
Oh, I just want to make sure that's why we discuss things, because of why we do it.
I know.
We're there for each other too, as a board, so.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Thank you. Now we can move on. SCVUSD policies, Mr. Rizzo.
We did receive the update after the legislature is closed, and so we are reviewing that as our management team. And we'll bring that back on September 12th. So on September 12th, we will have some modifications to a few policies that we'll have to review with you and then approve. And again, different than with ASBA, we don't have to do a first read, second read. It's order now that our policies we just approve on that night, unless you want to bring them back again. But on September 12th, we will have an update for the board.
Discussion with regard to this.
Nothing, thank you.
Vasquez.
None.
Each. Mr. Kramer.
No,
And I have none. So. Moving right along then. Propose and prioritize topics and possible dates and times for future board meetings. Does anybody have anything that they would like to put on for future board meetings?
Nothing, thank you.
Vasquez,
Nothing, thank you.
Mr. Beach,
Nothing.
Kramer,
yes, I do, actually. Thank you. I'll just segue from that first, or that meeting of September 12th. Coming back from the law conference, we always have our fresh ideas, and certainly what Mr. Beach, when he asked for the safety, hopefully we can have another safety summit again, so we can get even a fuller understanding of not only the laws, but how they pertain to our safety issues, the cameras again, maybe going into a meeting as we did. Granted, we don't always do it, but certainly we have that meeting with this about security and such. There are, actually, I downloaded an app that's being used in Texas. It's $4 a month, but it's called My eBodyguard. They're using it as an app that will actually, if you have it on your phone where you're allowing it to just catch sounds and everything to that effect. If that determines that you are getting somehow in a situation that's gonna be dialed, instead of dialing 911, you can just say dial 911, just quietly, it'll pick up your voice. It gives your location where you're at and everything, and it will dial 911 for you. They're using that now in Texas at different campuses from what I looked this morning. But I'm just bringing it up, that certainly that's part of what we may want to look at. Again, not for us to buy, but just to offer it. And certainly, the other last thing was that, I did ask for a topic to be placed on the agenda. I feel like this was from 4 or 5 years ago, but I certainly wanted to come back, because I said for 10th day. Yesterday was our 10th day was. So now it's gonna be, hopefully we bring that up, Mr. President. Surprised, but nevertheless, we can bring that up.
The enrollment.
Yes, the 10th day enrollment for all of us, because usually we used to discuss that.
So, just let you know, it's on the future topics, so the.
Right, no, that's where I saw it. Right.
Enrollment and then. Subpay, that will be on the agenda. We're reducing that because, obviously without going into much detail, it's a significant increase, because we already spent significant amount, and so, we gathered a lot of information and we'll bring that to the board for discussion if we have a topic.
Thank you.
Plus the-
I got one other topic.
yes, plus, yes,
The forms that I saw for reporting, if we could look at that too. In our safety summit. Thank you, Mr. President. I didn't mean to interject.
plus your retreat. You mentioned at the last meeting, we have that on, hear that, but not at any ISBA conference. But we chose to do that here to save money for our district. Just thought I'd mention it to you. I have one. I would like for us to revisit the handbook, specifically what we expect with regard to cell phones and dress code, because though we can loosely interpret things from the rules that we currently have, I would like just for it to be very clear. So I would like for our governing board discussion about that. And these are unusual. They're always open there. Approval of the consent agenda. Does anybody have does any governing board member have something they would like to remove from the consent agenda?
I have nothing, thank you.
Thank you so much. Ms. Vasquez?
I have nothing, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vasquez. Mr. Beach?
I have nothing.
Mr. Kramer?
Item number 7, please.
Okay. Oh, as I have nothing. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda without item 7?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. You have the floor, sir.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. Item number 7 is certainly of interest, because I think it's very important. And to see that we have somebody interested in creating a high school choir club. I would hope that that choir club within the year can be actual having 50 students. And we look at it as an addendum and we get that going, because I think having a choir at a high school is very important. And I think that's a good step for what you're doing at the high school, and if that's certainly whatever we can do as a board, because I think having a choir with I know a lot of students that actually would like to be in choirs and sing and everything to that effect. So I think whatever we can do to support that, I'm so glad that that's happening, because anytime we have more extracurricular activities, it's so important for our students. So I hope that club turns into something bigger and better that we can support for next year. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Do I hear a motion to pass number 7 of the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. And if we have no further business to discuss, this meeting is adjourned at 5:41.